Hey, what's up? Oh man, alright. Still on the loading screen. Sorry, I want to say I'm sorry for missing yesterday's upload. Hello? Okay, we're good. It wasn't my fault. Now, I technically still had a daily upload because I had a scheduled video going up. It was the Blood Bark video. Hope you guys liked it. I don't know if you noticed, I had a little bit of editing in there. I had like one moment where it zoomed in, and then I had another moment where I think I like I had what are those called? Quick cuts? Jump cuts? A jump cut? I think I had 2 jump cuts in there. Hey, I'm gonna learn how to edit. It's gonna go crazy. I missed the Minecraft daily upload because let's see what we got. What do we got? I brought 3. Ew. I should have brought books because I'm not getting Fire Prot 3. That's a fucking joke. That's an insult to me. I missed the daily Minecraft upload because they cut my internet yesterday without telling me that they were going to cut my internet. I'm a little upset about it. It's alright. Clearly things are back to functional. It was about 10 in the morning. Excuse me? Freak? Oh, hang on. Freak? It's about 10 in the morning. I get a text message from my grandma, and she goes, "You're not going to have any cable," which I don't have cable anyways. She goes, "You're not going to have any cable or internet for the entire day." And I was like, what the fuck are you even talking about? I was like, I mean, that's cool. I'm going to be out of the house for most of the day. But, like, is it going to be on, like, tonight? Or it's just, you know. And she was like, nah. Not until a tech comes tomorrow. And I'm like, what the fuck happened? So recently, and I knew about this. Recently, my grandma got a new plan with Spectrum. Spectrum! Now, Spectrum Internet is good, right? I think it's better than Frontier. IMO. But they charged my grandma a lot of money. And so my grandma went in there and she was like, "Hey, yo, can I get, like, something cheaper because I don't want to go to Frontier, but they charge, like, half as much as you guys do. And I'm going to go to Frontier if it means that I get charged half as much as I'm currently getting charged." And so they were like, "Yeah, no, we got you." Like, what else do I need? What else do I need? I need a better sword. Some trick sword enchantments. Could peep this. We have a sharp 4 already. And so they're like, here's a new plan. They literally they're literally charging her half as much as what she was getting charged monthly. And saying that she had to, like, go into the store and talk to the manager about it. But whatever, right? We don't live in a society where you try to give old people good deals. You try to get as much as you can out of them. It's just the society we live in. Dude, what the hell are these enchants? I guess I'll just take a level 1. Aqua Affinity's not ideal. Looting is cool. Fire Aspect 2. Okay, now you're speaking my language. So, what they ended up doing was deleting my grandma's account. So we didn't have internet for like a full day because she just didn't have an account anymore. And when we called, they were like, "Oh yeah, no, your internet will be back once we, like, get your new account set up." And it's like, the hell are you talking about once I get my new account set up? Why didn't you do that? Like, why couldn't you delete the account after you set up the new one? Why'd you have to delete the old one so that you could set up the new one? And the answer is you didn't have to do that. You're just a piece of shit. So, long story short, I didn't have any internet yesterday. Yeah. That's where we're at with that. You gonna show me new trades? What you got? Let's That's not a bad... That's actually kind of a bad fishing rod. Those aren't bad fish trades. So that's why I missed the upload. I'm sorry. If they literally gave me a heads up, I would have had something prepared. I would have been, you know, we would have been good, but no heads up. They just cut our internet, and then we had to call them to find out why our internet got cut. Stupid. Whatever, you know. Over and done with. One on my date yesterday. Oh, I know you guys are waiting to hear about the date. You're like, oh boy, Paprika. How was the date with the clown girl? I don't think this gives me level 30. I think I'm gonna have to kill a couple of spiders. Yeah. I know you're sitting there, edge of your seat, wondering how my date went. It went really well. She was really cool. She showed up in a lot of floral patterns, very colorful clothes. And at first, you know, I'm somebody who... I'm nervous around new people, you know? I see new people and I'm like, I don't know how to act. I don't know whether or not I'm supposed to act like myself. I'm supposed to act like somebody else. You know, which... Am I using personality A or B with this person? By the way, I only got like 4 hours of sleep last night. So I'm sitting here double fisting. I have a soda in one hand and a fucking cup of water in the other. Because I also forgot to bring a water bottle to class today. So I've been dehydrated for the past... It's fucking 6 o'clock in the afternoon. I've been without water. I had a cup of water before leaving to class at like 10 in the morning. And I've been without water since. Oh my god, it's been terrible. Look at this fire aspect. What do you got? Unbreaking 3? Unbreaking 3? I'm going to take the unbreaking on the helmet. Chances are it comes with other enchantments. And here's the thing. It's going to come with fire prot. If not fire prot, projectile. I'm telling you. It's not going to be regular protection. I don't want regular protection. I have enough of it. I have enough protection. I actually won a contest and they gave me... I'm going to save the fire aspect book for when I get like a not smite sword. Not the mending. I want to make my boots netherite. Oh, you know what else I'm going to do? I have a bunch of wool. Oh, I have so much wool. Oh, we're going to... Oh, I forgot to bring the freaking thing. Alright, let's see. It's here. Yeah. That's all I need. And then I guess I'll take diamond. Man, damn, I have so many diamonds. What the hell? Did I cheat? Wild armor is my favorite trim. I've learned that. I actually haven't seen all of them because some of them are too rare for me, I guess. What was I talking about? Oh man, I know it was something good. Clown girl. We'll just go back to clown girl. So, I went on that date. She showed up in very, very colorful clothes. And it kind of threw me off guard, right? It's my first time going on a date with like a total stranger. The last time I went on a date was with somebody that like, we weren't friends, but I knew her. You know, she was a regular at the cafe that I worked at. So I knew her personality a little bit. This person, I texted for 3 days and then we went on a date together. Jesus Christ. In hindsight, right, it sounds like a terrible idea. Why would you do that to yourself? Helmet. I need a helmet. I just have my one good helmet. I guess I'll make another one. Because I want the enchanted one to be a fresh helmet. So many. Boom! Alright. You know what we're going to do? We're going to go... And then... That's fine. Let's go to the fucking nether. This is gonna be beautiful. Fire res potion. So I show up, and when I don't see somebody that looks like a background character out of a movie, you know, not like dressed in not plain, boring, basic clothes, I was like, oh fuck. I was like, ah, shit, I don't know what to expect anymore. I was like, I just gotta go in, be a normal person. We'll get through the date. I'll probably never have to see her again. No, we hung out. She was really cool. She was a lot of fun to hang out with. She's very interesting. We were planning on only hanging out for maybe like 3 hours, if that. We ended up being out for 8 hours. God. Jesus. It's too long. Too long of a time. And so we hung out for like 8 hours, and we were walking back to our cars, and I was like, well, I had a lot of fun, and she was like, oh my god, I did too, I'm so glad you said that. And I was like, yeah, you know, it was a good time. And then she was like, yeah, can we hang out again? And I was like, yeah, definitely, you know, like, I told her I'm going to Halloween Horror Nights on Wednesday, and I was like, everybody canceled on me last minute because, oh my god, dude, I was gonna go with our kitchen staff. So how do you do this? I gotta like stand behind a block or some shit, right? Never mind using beds. And so all these fucking coworkers, man. I'm supposed to go with a bunch of my coworkers, and they canceled on me last minute because I guess one of the guys invited one of his friends. Oh my god, that almost killed me. How do you do it? Maybe you place it like one more up from you. And this friend starts flirting with one of our other coworkers and makes her like really uncomfortable. And so then everybody else got kind of uncomfortable, and everybody was like, you know what, maybe we just don't go, guys. Fuck. Fuck, I'm doing it wrong, but I'm not taking that much damage, except for that one time. So they all canceled, and I was like, damn, none of y'all had like bought tickets already? Like, I already bought my fucking tickets. Long story short, it works out because then I asked the clown girl if she wanted to go to the Halloween Horror Night with me, and she was like, yeah, that sounds like so much fun. And I was like, sick. So now, oh my god, that's a lot of lava. So now we're doing that together. Why can't, there's so much lava, I can't even see if there's any netherite there. And that's going to be on Wednesday, so we went on a date on Monday. And now we're going on another date on Wednesday. Oh, look at that. That one was pretty fancy. So, all in all, so far Hinge is the way. I'm just talking about how terrible and how crazy people are on Hinge. I'm like, psh, you guys are the crazy ones. You consider that? You consider you're the psychos? Maybe you just don't know how to get along with people the way I do. Okay. What else? Dude, oh my god, I gotta start writing down my jokes. Because I thought of so many good jokes today while I was, like, in between classes. But I didn't write any of them down, so I don't remember a lot of them. One of them was people who have to use AI to, like, answer every single question. Like, they can't form a... They can't form a single, like, critical thought without AI telling them what to think. Call them a This one might not land. The more I think it's starting to feel like one of those things where it's funny in your head and then you say it out loud and you're like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have said that. Call him a woman from the 1700s who had a little bit too much attitude with her husband. And then you might be like, what the fuck does that mean? Because back in the 1700s, when women would have too much attitude with their husbands, the husband would have the wife lobotomized. Yeah? No, I don't think so. I don't think it's good. It's not all there. But you see where I'm heading, right? The critical thinking skills are so low that they can be equated to somebody who has had a literal lobotomy done on them. I had a really good one that I totally forgot. And, you know, I feel like I probably could have remembered it if I didn't have so much fucking brain fog today. It's just because I'm so goddamn tired. I want to go to sleep so bad right now, but I feel like I have to record at least one video. My goal today is to try to get 2 uploads out as a I'm sorry for missing yesterday. I don't know if that's going to happen. So, we'll see. We'll see how quickly I fall asleep after recording this. They're not going to be back to back because I need to at least take a mental break. I've been at class all day. I've been debating with my professor about the morality of killing animals. Finally. I can't do too much more thinking until I have a break, you know? Let me ask ChatGPT, hey, ChatGPT, what should I talk about on my YouTube video? On my Minecraft Let's Play channel? God, imagine. It's like the same thing with, like, people that play as if I don't play. People that play Dungeons and Dragons, and they use, like, AI to write their campaigns for them. I'm like, dude, what? Are you even playing Dungeons and Dragons? The whole, like, point of this goddamn game is that you have creative freedom. Oh my god. A lava almost fell out of my head. To make whatever you want with your mind. Like, if you don't want to have that sort of creative freedom, go play video games. That's what you're gonna, you know, go play Skyrim. You're gonna get Skyrim when you use ChatGPT to fucking write your goddamn D&D campaign for you. It's gonna be like, oh, you want a fantasy campaign, and it's gonna go reference every single popular. And you know, here's the thing, right? Then you make the argument, because I understand, and it's a valid argument. You're gonna say, okay, let me finish what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say, it's going to, ChatGPT will then take all of the most popular, like, relevant sources of fantasy media, e.g., Skyrim, Lord of the Rings, whatever else, right? And it's going to create an amalgamation of all of those pre-existing representations of that genre. And I'm trying to appeal to this sense of creating it yourself. And here's the argument against my argument, right? Because every good debate acknowledges the rebuttal, and I don't actually have somebody here to debate with me, so I'm gonna give you the other side, not just a rebuttal. And I think the other side, I'm gonna take a sip of soda because goddamn, my eyelids are heavy. I'm gonna be falling asleep after this shit, dude. Sorry. Very nice day out, by the way. First time in a while I was able to leave the house, and it's, you know, like 11 in the morning when I'm leaving the house. First time in a really long time I've been able to leave the house, and it's actually a little brisk outside. Oh my god, I could have worn a coat if I wanted to. I was driving with the windows down, and I was like, oh, is that a breeze I feel? Is that a slight chill I feel running down my arm? Off topic. The rebuttal against my point. if you're coming up with these ideas yourself, you're sorry about the chair. If you're coming out with the fantasy ideas with yourself, you're not. Okay, if you've ever done any sort of like inward thinking, philosophical, whatever, hoo-ha, then you are aware that you have never had an original thought in your entire life. That's just, you know, you can't debate me on that. I'm sorry. I'll get you in, through and through every single time. I will convince you that you have never had an original thought in your entire life. Truly original. But I would love to talk about that because, oh my god, because then you start talking about how everybody's life is completely unique and that you have experienced nothing but original experiences. So then how may you not form an original thought, especially if your brain is made up of a unique string of DNA code that has never been seen and never will be seen ever again. That's a different topic. What was I talking about? That's the appeal of having children, right? Is that you are creating, you know, I don't think people realize that that's the appeal. That's the appeal of having children, is that you are creating a completely unique string of DNA with somebody else that you will never see again and that nobody else can ever replicate, except maybe now with, you know, the progresses that we're having in artificial intelligence and different topic, right? Different topic. Let's get back on topic. Original thoughts. What was it? What was the argument I was making? Original thought in your entire life, right? Your D&D campaign that you made up with your brain. Okay. That you made up with your brain. All right, buddy. I'm sure you did. You stole it from Skyrim. You stole it. Oh, I brought the freaking thing so I can make more beds. It's fine. I don't need the netherite right now. So let's go back there and do that another time. You stole it from fucking Lord of the Rings. I stole mine from Elden Ring. Like, Elden Ring stole theirs from probably Skyrim. I don't know. Looks pretty inspired by it. And, you know, then you get into the whole topic of, well, what's theft? What's inspiration? What's free use? What's transformative media? You know, what's... Shut up. All right? Shut up. None of it matters. Does it? Does it matter? It does. A lot. And that's why it's an interesting to think about is, you know, then you have to ask yourself the morality of AI, because right, we like to walk around and say it's stolen content, and I am of the opinion that it is, but it doesn't mean that I am not understanding of how somebody would relate it to humans essentially doing the same thing. I'm not asking this artist who uploaded their work to Instagram if I could reference their work so I could practice drawing. I'm not asking the creators of Adventure Time if I could make fan art of my favorite characters. If I could use the art style used in that show to influence my art. Therefore, you can argue that I am stealing from them. In the same way that AI is stealing from all of these other artists that upload their work on Instagram and Pinterest and Imager and, you know, all the apps and everything. Anybody who has their work online. Now, I think the part that it gets kind of, you lose me on that argument, right? That's a very complex thing that I don't even know really the answer to. I don't know exactly where I stand on that, right? I think it's all theft at the end of the day. And it's really just, it's which theft is bad. You don't like AI, so obviously the AI theft is bad, but when people steal it, it's not as bad because the people are then making something with it. They're not just like re-uploading your content, but neither is the AI. So is it like, are the people that are just re-uploading your art onto their social media their platform, their profile, like, is that better or worse than AI using your art to generate something else? You know, I'm hesitant to say the word create when referring to AI artwork. It feels more appropriate to say generate. And you know, then you ask yourself, why do I feel like it feels more appropriate to say generate over create? You know, that's another thing that maybe I should think a little bit more about. But it's not as black and white as I once thought it was. You guys been seeing Sora? Oh my god, dude, this shit. I'm gonna get scammed. I'm gonna get scammed. And you know what it is? I'm sitting here, I'm thinking I'm gonna get scammed when I'm older. I'm gonna get scammed now. I'm gonna get scammed tomorrow. You know, and they're like, oh, well, you can always tell because there's the Sora watermark. My brother in Christ, I'm gonna tell you right now, they've already made third-party applications that can remove that watermark. If you guys haven't seen, like, what Sora is doing, it's an app. It's text to video. So you type in whatever you want to see and it turns it into a video. It is so hard to distinguish it from real life. You have to look for very small details. One that I saw recently, the most recent one I saw, was a Walmart employee jumping from a top shelf into another shelf and then like falling over and then the shelf falling on top of him. The only stuff that I could find in that video that was a signifier of it being AI was, firstly, the most obvious one, that man would be covered in blood. Like the action that he took, the fall that he took, the way his face impacted with a literal metal bar, he would be covered in blood, and he wasn't. And the second thing, which I didn't even notice until the comment section had pointed it out, is his name tag disappeared for a little bit and then reappeared. But it's like, dude, if I gotta start looking at shit like name tags to see, and you know what my immediate thought is, what's gonna happen is I'm gonna have a kid. God forbid. Holy shit. I hope not. I'm gonna have a kid. And my kid's gonna go away for college for a couple of years, right? God forbid. Also, Jesus Christ, dude, I think one of my biggest mistakes is going to college. I'm just gonna get my HVAC fucking certification and start doing that shit. That's a more stable job, I think. I don't know. Being a student, hoping, praying to God that somebody gives me a job after I get a degree. Aside the point. My kid goes away for a couple of years. I get a video of my kid tied up to a chair, you know, cloth in the mouth, blindfolded. No, just blindfolded, not even cloth in the mouth, because it can mimic voices too. Begging for me to pay the ransom. And what am I going to do? I'm going to pay the fucking ransom. My kid was never tied up. It was AI generation. You know, it was... That's scary to think about, man. I'm going to get scammed. Somebody in my class, because we were talking about this in class a little bit. It's going on a little long. That's fine. This is instead of the second video, because I am 100% falling asleep after this. There goes my sleep schedule, by the way. Oh, God. Somebody in my class brought this up, and I thought this was a very interesting point of view that I hadn't thought of. He said that... You guys ever believe in that myth when you were a kid, where if you stood on top of a sapling and it grew while you were standing on top of it, it would shoot you up in the air? My friend told me that. That guy was fucking with me. I think he knew he was fucking with me, because I was standing there on top of that sapling for an hour. Waiting for it to grow. Sorry. This guy in my class, he says, we're kind of reverting back to an age where you can only trust what you see in person. And you can only trust what somebody tells you in person. You can no longer, because previously, before cameras, before videos, you know, if your husband comes home late, why were you out late? Oh, I had to work late, you know. The boys and I, we went down to, you know, fucking get some grub. Right? And then another guy, knock on your door, right? Oh my God. I saw Rick. He was cheating on you. There's no proof, right? So it's either you gotta believe that guy or you gotta believe Rick. There's no proof there. And then cameras and videos came out. And you know, now you have video proof. There's no more trust one guy or the other. It's now trust the video. Now we're entering an age where you can no longer trust the videos. So it's going back to you just have to trust people for what they say. You're as good as your word again. It's no longer you're as good as the proof, because it's so hard to distinguish the proof from the lies. Things to think about. Anyways, I'll see you guys next time. Like and subscribe. We're trying to hit... Hang on, where are we at? Where are we at in terms of... Are we still at 69? We're at 70! 70 subscribers. I want to hit 100 by the end of the year. That's the goal. I got a little bit under 3 months to do that. Alright, see you guys.